If you want to know how you should handle the situation if your mom is in ICU with ARDS, which is lung failure, and with dementia, stay tuned. I've got news for you. My name is Patrick Hutzel from intensivecarehotline.com, and this is another quick tip for families in intensive care. Today I have an email from Jonathan who says, "Hi Patrick, my mother has been in ICU since January the 20th, 2025 with ARDS, which stands for acute respiratory distress syndrome, also known as lung failure. She was treated with antibiotics for UTI, which is urinary tract infection, blood infection, and pneumonia. She's been on the ventilator from the first day for low oxygen levels and high CO2. She has comorbidities with 2 stage 4 pressure areas on her back. She's got dementia and she's got third space fluid buildup in several locations. The ICU team does breathing tests each day to extubate, but hasn't seen a good response yet. About 5 days ago, she went 8 hours breathing, next day 6 hours breathing, and past few days are less than a minute before going back to assisted ventilation breathing. She's awake, eyes open, not appearing in pain, and blood pressure, pulse, oximeter, and testing has somewhat stabilized electrolytes, but full blood count results indicate weak red blood cell levels. No plasma has been given. I am pressured daily to let her go peacefully with pain management to start before they remove the ventilator and she will likely pass within a few hours. The ICU doctors say there's a risk of VAP stands for ventilator associated pneumonia, or other issues with current poor health are not surmountable and increase daily if on the ventilator. I'm reluctant to remove the ventilator for my mom, yet I'm in hopes she would regain the desire to start breathing on her own, but they say the dementia likely is causing brain signals to be weak for stimulating diaphragm to take breaths. Since her eyes are open and she's salivating and is responding to my touch, or if I do suctioning, I know that she is still aware enough to see me, etc., but I can't communicate to be sure of much more. The doctors keep saying that the outlook is poor and pain may exist, but we can't tell as the tube prevents vocalizing sounds to convey this. I've been pushing back on their wishes to limit or eliminate ventilator support and terminate life support because of the 10 to 14 day limit. They say ventilation usually follows for a successful outcome. Backstory: 8 months ago, she was in the same ICU 6 days on the ventilator and recovered to home care and back to baseline within 1 month. Thus, ultimately, we might win a battle but won't win the war, as it won't make her live much more. In my mind, I'm willing to hold off on the 14-day warning so long as I see her awake and she's interacting with me. As I'm the only child and proxy, I will have to make decisions and be her advocate, as I've done for 4 years with dementia and other medical issues like the pressure area wound care. It's not going to be easy to let her go. I've been reading through your online materials, trying to grasp at straws of optimism for a possible turn of events, getting off the ventilator even after 11 days on it now. Am I backing her into a corner of suffering while resist the doctor's advice to go with morphine and removing ventilation support? I'm sure there's more to consider, but I'm overwhelmed with the idea I'd be pulling the rug out when she may regain the strength or brain signals to get back to breathing without the ventilator. Thank you for your website and your time. From Jonathan. Jonathan, I'm very sorry to hear what is eventuating here with your mom. Let's break it down, sort of step by step. She's in the ICU with ARDS. She's on a ventilator. She's in an induced coma and she's got dementia. She's got pressure sores on her back. But on the other hand, she's also come out of a similar situation 6 months ago and she went back to baseline. So, that's a positive here. She has passed some spontaneous breathing trials for hours on end. However, then she stopped passing those spontaneous breathing trials, right? And interestingly enough, why did she stop passing those spontaneous breathing trials? Are they sedating her more? And are you having access to the medical records to get a second opinion? Because that's what we can help you with. We look at the medical records and we can very quickly tell you what is actually happening, because at the moment you don't really know what's happening. The biggest challenge for families in intensive care is that you don't know what you don't know. Don't know what to look for, you don't know what questions to ask, you don't know your rights, and you don't know how to manage doctors and nurses in intensive care. That is exactly what you're up against at the moment. So when hemoglobin is low, which is also something you're describing, there's also a much higher chance of people staying on the ventilator. right? Because if hemoglobin is low, there's not enough oxygen that can attach to red blood cells and improve oxygen delivery to all organs, including the lungs. So no blood transfusions have been given. So what is hemoglobin, and does she need a blood transfusion, right? We're pressured daily to let her go peacefully with pain management. Well, if you're doing that, I argue that could be perceived as euthanasia. Euthanasia is hastening death, and that is illegal, right? So you have to think about that. Is your mom a religious person? Are you a religious person? Can you do that from a moral, ethical, religious point of view? I can't answer that question for you, but from my point of view, it is euthanasia, and euthanasia is illegal. Now, there's a risk of that, ventilator-associated pneumonia. Absolutely, there is a risk for that. Like with anything, a ventilator on the one hand saves lives, on the other hand, it comes with risks attached to it, and one of them is a ventilator-associated pneumonia, right? So they are saying that the current poor health are not surmountable, i.e. she's not going to improve according to them. Well, here's the bottom line. If you give consent to a tracheostomy, assuming she can't come off the ventilator, you're giving her a chance. If you are not consenting to a tracheostomy and you let her die, you're not giving her a chance. Now, either scenario might or might not be in the best interest of your mom. Depends on what she would want in a situation like that. Do you know what she wants? Have you discussed this with her before she had dementia? Right? That's really what it comes down to, right? She had dementia 6 months ago, from what I'm reading from your email. So, she came off the ventilator then. So why wouldn't she come off the ventilator now? Now, here's another thing that you haven't mentioned, but I need to point that out to you. They are putting pressure on you to make a decision one way or another. Well, I would put the pressure back to them, and I would ask them, what are you doing to get my mom off the ventilator? Show me that you're doing everything you can beyond the shadow of a doubt to get my mom off the ventilator. And the first question that I have here is, you're saying she passed some spontaneous breathing trials, but then she stopped passing them. Did they sedate her? Right? Did they sedate her? That's why you need to get access to the medical records. Everything needs to be broken down in much detail, because if you're not doing that, you don't really know what's happening, right? You are saying that the doctor said the outlook is poor and pain may exist, but we can't tell us the tube prevents vocalizing sounds of this. Yeah, the tube might prevent, but also sedation might prevent that. Sedation such as morphine, midazolam, fentanyl, propofol, Precedex, fentanyl and morphine are opiates, but they still have a sedative effect. So that is actually what might prevent her vocalizing. Also, you can ask her if she's in pain. She can squeeze her hands. If she's squeezing once, let's just say that's a yes. If she's squeezing twice, that's a no. You can start communicating with her that way. Be creative. And like I said, you need to ask the question, what are you doing to get my mom off the ventilator beyond the shadow of a doubt? I've made a video about that and how to wean a critically ill patient off the ventilator and the breathing tube. And I would highly recommend that you watch the video or read the blog, because you've got to question everything. Right? So 8 months ago, she was in the same ICU 6 days on the ventilator and recovered to home care and baseline within a month. So why can't she do the same now? Right? And I understand it is difficult for you to make those decisions. I understand that, you are the caregiver and you're obviously taking your responsibility extremely seriously, right? And you are looking at online materials to grasp at straws and looking at anything positive. Yes, I am positive here. I can't make a call for you, but keep in mind, 90% of intensive care patients survive. There's research out there to back that up. So the question is, why would your mom be in the 10% of patients of not surviving, right? Why is your mom not surviving, right? The odds are in her favor. I argue they need to do all the right things, right? And they need to, rather than focusing on end of life talk, let them focus on weaning her off the ventilator talk, right? Let's change the conversation. If she can't be weaned off the ventilator and she's off all sedation, then a tracheostomy might be the next step to give her time, right? Or if you think she wouldn't want that, maybe then let's look at end of life, but there's plenty of time to talk about end of life. What's the urgency to kill someone? Where is the urgency to kill someone? Please explain that to me, right? So I hope that helps you understand to make more confident decisions. But, you know, we can help you with a second opinion by either talking to doctors and nurses directly or by looking at the medical records, or ideally do both of that, do a combination of it. I hope that helps. Now, I have worked in critical care nursing for 25 years in 3 different countries, and I have worked as a nurse manager in critical care for over 5 years, and I've been consulting and advocating for families in intensive care since 2013 here at intensivecare.com. And I can confidently, very confidently say that we have saved many lives for our clients in intensive care. And you can verify that on our testimonial section at intensivecare.com. And you can verify it on our intensivecare.com podcast, where we've done some client interviews. And our clients share how we help them saving their loved ones' lives. And you can join a growing number of members and clients that we've helped over the years, hundreds and hundreds of them, you know, and our advice is absolutely life-changing, because your biggest challenge is that you don't know what you don't know. That is your biggest challenge, and we shed light on that extremely fast. Things the intensive care team will hide from you, right? They think you don't understand. That's why they're not even explaining to you in the first place. Of course, you understand if someone sits down with you and explains it to you. You know, you wouldn't be here if you didn't understand, right? And that's why I do one-on-one consulting and advocacy over the phone, Zoom, Skype, WhatsApp, whichever medium works best for you. And I talk to you and your families directly. I talk to doctors and nurses directly. I handhold you through this once-in-a-lifetime situation that you simply cannot afford to get wrong. When I talk to doctors and nurses directly, I ask all the questions that you haven't even considered asking, but must be asked when you have a loved one critically ill in intensive care. And I handhold you through this once-in-a-lifetime situation that you simply cannot afford to get wrong. I also represent you in family meetings with intensive care teams. We also do medical record reviews in real time so that you can get a second opinion in real time. We also do medical record reviews after intensive care if you have unanswered questions, if you need closure, or if you are suspecting medical negligence. We also have a membership for families of critically ill patients in intensive care, and you can become a member if you go to intensivecare.com. If you click on the link on the membership link, or if you go to intensivcaresupport.org directly. In the membership, you have access to me and my team via email and in the membership area, and we answer all questions intensive care related. In the membership, you also have exclusive access to 21 ebooks, 21 videos that I've personally written and recorded. And the access to all of that will help you to make informed decisions, have peace of mind, control, power, and influence, making sure your loved one gets best care and treatment always. And all of that you get at intensivecare.com. Call us on one of the numbers on the top of our website, or simply send us an email to support@intensivecare.com with your questions. And if you like my videos, subscribe to my YouTube channel for regular updates for families in intensive care. Click the like button, click the notification bell, share this video with your friends and families, and comment below what you want to see next, what questions and insights you have from this video. I also do a weekly YouTube live where I answer your questions live on a show, and you will get notification for the YouTube live if you are a subscriber to my email newsletter at intensivecare.com, or if you are a subscriber to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching. This is Patrick Hutzel from intensivecare.com, and I will talk to you in a few days. Take care for now.